Hello, and thank you so much for serving on this Sunday, January 5th. Welcome to our first Sunday of 2025. We are starting our brand new bright idea for this month, which is Jesus is fully God and fully man, as well as introducing our new monthly memory verse from John 1:14a, and the Word became flesh and dwelt among us, and we have seen his glory. This video is going to be more brief than usual. I'm just going to quickly show you the lesson plans and what to expect in each group. This is the time frame when we switch our second and third grade group up to the upper elementary, the older small group lesson plan. So this lesson plan is for our second and third graders and our fourth and fifth graders. You have a cover sheet. We introduced this last month. It just goes over the important things for the month. And then you have your roadmap. So for belong, is something missing will require a blindfold, which is in your cart in your classroom. The believe lesson is hot spatula, which I changed that to tongs because I didn't have enough spatulas. So we are going to do tongs. So just say hot tongs instead of hot spatula. It doesn't change the actual lesson. It just changes the item that they're using. And then become would come next, and that is they're going to need a whiteboard. So if you are teaching fourth and fifth grade and you go upstairs, you will need to take one of our mini whiteboards and some whiteboard markers with you because they don't have a whiteboard in that classroom. But if you stay downstairs, it's already in the classroom. Then you have your your small group wrap up followed by discipleship discussion. I am going to jump to that so that we can go over that for all of the groups. They are essentially the same for each group. So the wrap up is where you answer your me question, you choose your challenge, which is on your take home sheet, and you pray together. And you're not going to say goodbye yet because then you're going to do your discipleship discussion. And this is based on the life of Jesus as a boy. What does it mean for followers of Jesus? But what about obeying parents? This is kind of a great story of him seemingly disobeying his earthly parents. And kind of how does this affect us and how we view our parents today. So this is it for our second and third graders and fourth and fifth graders. And I'm going to move on to kindergarten and first grade, lower elementary small group lesson. One thing before I forget, each classroom, a lot of times lessons require paper, and so instead of stocking it each time our activity requires it, every classroom is going to have paper. So if you are in second and third grade, it's here on this table. If you are in fourth and fifth grade, it is on your bookshelf that is in there. And if you are in kindergarten and first grade, it is on the bookcase that is right next to the door. So you will always have just like a pack of paper there ready to be used. All right, kindergartners and first graders, for yours, you are doing Boy Jesus as well, is the large group lesson, and then this is what your lesson is going to look like. Let me flip the page for you. Your belong activity, where did it go? You're going to need all those materials that you saw that are on the top shelf there. It's just a bunch of different kitchen supplies. And then you're going to do your believe activity following the large group, which just requires Bibles. And then your become activity is going to require a whiteboard and dry erase markers, which you already have built into your classroom. And then you'll have your small group wrap up and discipleship discussion, which we already talked about with the other groups. They are the same for every grade level group, so I'm not going to go over that again. But this is what you will be teaching for this week. And now I'm going to go over the large group. All right, so for my large group, you have the same cover sheet that they have in the small groups, and then here is your timing for what you're teaching with large group. For your welcome activity, you're just going to be using some of the slides that are on the TV screen. And then when you get to find it in the Bible, again, slides. Bible teaching requires index cards. I did make some pretty big changes here. It says 5 per kid. What it wanted us to do was to list all of the teacher names that are serving this week multiple times so that every kid in the group can find it. And that just feels like mass chaos. So when I get to that part, I'm going to tell you how I changed that around. And then you have your review and your wrap up. So in your welcome is the same as it has always been. You're going to do an introduction activity, show the video, and then set the he, we, and me questions, followed by find it in the Bible. The Bible is already on the pedestal back there, set to Luke 2, which is where this story for this week comes from right here. So you're going to remind them of where we are at in God's big story and where they can find it in their Bibles. Again, encourage them. If they brought their Bibles, open it up, look it up in the Bible, and then you can just keep it open and read. They are welcome to keep their Bibles open the whole time during large group lesson. That's a great thing for them to do during that time as well. And then Bible teaching is here. So what it says here, you're teaching the story about boy Jesus from Luke 2. And it's basically telling the kids to all get up and look for index cards. And so they're going to all be finding names of teachers in the classroom. And you're going to hold back one that says Jesus as the leader. So I have that over here with the lesson plans. Instead of having everyone give up, I would just choose 5 kids to walk around and look for the names that they found. And then they're going to look for that. So that's all throughout. They're going to look at the names, and at the end, you're going to hold up the Jesus index card. And so that is it. All right, and then you have your review. If you're running short on time, you can cut either the video or the questions. Hopefully you'll have enough time to do both because both are really great and interactive for the kids. But if you run short on time, just pick one or the other. And then you end with your wrap up. And now remember, with wrap up, we're doing this slightly differently. You do need to do the he and the we answers together, go over our brand new bright idea, and very quickly introduce the memory verse. Since it's the first week of the month, don't dismiss those 4th and 5th graders until after you've read it to them and have them repeat it back to you. But then you can pray together, line them up, and have them leave, and then play the verse video. So then that way they have a couple of extra minutes so that if they choose to go upstairs, they have a little bit of extra time to go upstairs. But that is it for this week. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is in Planning Center. If you don't have it already, please call, text, or just feel free to reach out to me anytime. And thank you so much for serving. We'll see you on Sunday.